Are you ready to master the waves of medical device product development? Well, wax up your surfboard because you are listening to Inspired by Imua. And here is your medical device product development expert, that Hawaiian-hearted hostess who will help you hang 10, Meghan Alonso.
Como mai and aloha. You're listening to Inspired by Imua, where we help you master the waves of medical product development. Each week, we interview guests that educate, guide, and inspire to give you and your product the skills you need to hang 10. If this is your first time listening, Imua is spelled I-M-U-A, and it's a Hawaiian word. It means to advance forward with passion despite rough waves. There are plenty of those in medical product development, so keep listening because we've got you covered. So I really felt inspired to do this podcast since it's the end of the year and everybody, including myself, is just reflecting on 2016 and thinking about what's coming in 2017. And I just wanted to share some things with you guys. Before we do that, I will be headed to the RESI conference. It's Redefining Early Stage Investment. So I'm one of their media partners, and I've got a discount code for you if you're planning on going and you just haven't registered yet. It's January 10th in San Francisco. It's happening with all of the JP Morgan healthcare craziness that week. So there's not only the RESI conference, but there's 4 other conferences. There's 35,000 people in San Francisco's Union Square, and everything's about making deals, startup companies in the med device, med tech, and biotech arenas getting funded. So lots of cool things going on. Free breakfasts, free cocktail receptions all over the place, and tons of people to network. So anyway, if you want to go to the RESI conference, you can use the code Imua100 for $100 off your registration fee. And let me know if you're going to be there. Definitely want to meet up and say hi. So let's look at 2016 as a wrap up. So I really got going with Imua Services in 2016. Officially filed the paperwork and made it a legit business in 2015, and just kind of reorganized my thoughts around it and just really geared up in 2016. So in April, my website went live. Before that, I just had something that I did myself, and I still did a lot of the new one myself, but I definitely had help there, and then making it just look a lot more professional and how I wanted to display the brand. And then that's when we launched the podcast as well in April. So that was a big month. In May, my show was awarded and it hit iTunes New and Noteworthy. So I was at the top of that category, and I just was really amazed and just humbled and blessed for that. So that was awesome. Shortly after that, I actually suffered I had a pretty bad week in May too. My website was hacked and it was down for a while, and it did end up hurting me on Google search, but that's okay. I think we're catching up now. So that's good, but you live and you learn, and now I have a lot more security measures in place for that. I also got to meet, that was back in April too. I met Kevin Harrington that used to be on Shark Tank, and just started developing a relationship with him and ended up writing a chapter for his book. So that comes out this January or February. It was just delayed in publishing. So look forward to that next year. I also was a contributing author in one of my colleagues' books called Molecular Profiling. So that's all about the molecular diagnostic industry, and a lot of different scientific processes that go into that. And I got to write a chapter on product development for that. So again, look forward to that in 2017 here. And just overall, I've just been blessed to help a lot of amazing people. And it's so cool to see what everyone is working on and how different things are. Everything from true medical devices to drug delivery products to in vitro diagnostics to even artificial intelligence. So some really cool stuff. I've worked with people in helping them to figure out where to start. They have an idea for a medical device. Where do they go from there? Helps them work on just business strategy, everything from general business stuff that everyone needs to know, no matter what business you're in, to more specific go-to-market strategies for these products and software. I've helped coach them through their pitches, which has been really fun. I really enjoy that. It's just something that I naturally like. I'm definitely a ham. I like to be up there talking in front of people, and I just like sharing and encouraging and spurring people on to do that as well. And, when you're passionate about your product, you just want to be able to communicate it the best you can. So that's really cool to see the transition when someone's nervous and they don't know what to say, and then they just get their rhythm down and they just kill it. So that's been awesome. I've helped connect people to investors. I've helped connect people to development partners. So one really cool thing about being in the industry for a while and just naturally extroverted and I like to go to all these events and conferences and parties and talk with anyone, really, is just meeting so many people in the industry and having that in the back of my mind. I just naturally have a good memory too. I'm just lucky with that. And when I don't have a good memory, I have an app on my phone where I can pull up my virtual Rolodex in my CRM and be able to strategically connect people with those that can help them. So just the other day, someone was asking me about, hey, I have my product and I need a foam manufacturer, someone that can help me on this and then help me manufacture it, maybe do fulfillment and distribution. And I immediately know who to contact them or who to put them in contact with. So that is fun. And then manufacturers too. So helping them choose where to manufacture and what manufacturer makes the most sense. Because let's say you have an IVD product, there's several components to that. Maybe you have a reagent pack, maybe you have some onboard electronics, and just knowing the ins and outs of these manufacturing companies and then how to connect the dots too. Maybe it needs an injection molder and it needs to go somewhere else and it needs to go here for assembly. So being able to recommend all that. Let's see, later on this summer, I set up a very, very intro level, but it's fun, a filming studio in my garage. So I got a 3-point lighting set and a backdrop, and man, it took a long time to set it up. There wasn't really directions. And so I resorted to YouTube, which is always an awesome thing to do. Anytime you ever want to know how to do something and you're confused about it, just search it on YouTube. It's genius. So I got it set up, obviously. And ever since then, I started my Imua on TV. So that's just these short little video trainings for people that have been really helpful. I've got a lot of great feedback on that. It's just something a little different than the podcast, and usually shorter too. And I've used that filming studio to film all the videos for my invention idea to profitable product program. Let's see, how many videos are there in there? I think there's 35. There may be a few more, but I definitely got my money's worth out of that 3-point lighting set already. And it hasn't even been 6 months yet, which is cool. So the invention idea to profitable product program, I opened the doors up for that in November for a beta launch. And we're currently in the beta right now. We're 4 weeks in, and just really connecting with the students going through that program. I've got a mixed bag, and it's really fun. I'm getting to work with doctors and physical therapists, a hospital administrator, and then I have people with no medical experience. So they have this great idea and they want to change the world with it, and they don't know a lot of things that the others do. And I've got to hand it to everyone, because there hasn't been a single person that hasn't taken any action whatsoever. So everyone's been extremely resourceful thus far, and they've got a lot of things done. They just figured it out on their own. And now we're just going through and kind of filling in the gaps. And there's a lot to be said for you don't know what you don't know. And that's what I'm hearing. That's what the main feedback is they're so thankful that they have this program because they've gone down one path and then backed up a little bit to do things the way that I've recommended that they move forward with and just have a more holistic development. So make sure that their technology is solid, make sure that they do that market research, that they're talking to a lot of people. And it's really fun to hear. And they're so grateful, and I'm grateful for that. And it makes me thankful that I'm able to share all this stuff that's in my head and in my heart, that I'm able to manifest that through this business. So that's what's got me fired up for 2017. Speaking of 2017, I mentioned it earlier. Boom, right out of the gate, January 8th, I fly to San Francisco for the JP Morgan Craziness Week. Again, I'm a media partner with the Resi Conference, the Redefining Early Stage Investment. So I'm really excited to learn there. Last year, it was an amazing conference, and I picked up a lot of awesome information on just how this year in 2016, the SEC allowed for equity-based crowdfunding. So I learned a lot from the session on that, and I'm going to capture audio from that conference, and then I'll share the audio on the podcast here if you're not able to go. So again, if you do want to go, sign up. It's just Imua 100. That's IMUA 100, and you'll save $100 off the registration fee. I've got some other really cool media opportunities in the works, but I don't want to say anything yet because nothing is final. So just stay tuned for those, and hopefully you'll be seeing me and hearing me on a few different things. I've been invited to speak at MedTech Monday on January 23rd. So I'm working on my talk for that. I'm going to talk about millennials in entrepreneurship and just this new generation and new way of doing things, and how quickly technology has changed. And then the millennial generation has really grabbed a hold of that. And I feel really lucky because I'm right on the border. Some people say I'm Gen X, some people say I'm a millennial, and I feel like I get the best of both worlds. In that way, it counterbalances the negatives of both. So I'm able to, I know what it was like without a phone. I played outside when it was dark, and we ran around the neighborhoods on our bikes, and we had adventures in the woods. And my parents didn't hear from me for hours. They knew where I was, but I don't know what it's like to grow up with a cell phone. And it seems like today is just a different world. So again, I have some cool insight, and stay tuned for that talk on January 23rd. That's in Irvine at the Atrium Hotel. It's right across the street from the John Wayne Airport, which is the Orange County Airport there. So if you want to come and you're not in the Southern California area, it's really easy to get to. And with that, if you want to go, I guess this is an easy code day, because that code for a discount, $100 off, is just Monday 100. So pretty easy to remember. Also coming up next year, we're working out the details of the Invention Idea to Profitable Product program. I know that's a tongue twister sometimes. So we're working out all the details, all the kinks. We're just smoothing out the process, and I'll relaunch it early next year. I think I'm going to relaunch it, a class starting February 1st. So I've got a few people interested. I can get them started in February. So be looking for that. I'm sure I'll remind you a bit more. But if you want some more information on that, then you can visit Imua-Services and then /IIPP. And there's a sign up form. Just you can schedule an appointment with me, and we can figure out if the program is right for you. So it includes, it's 8 weeks of video training as well as exercises that go along with those videos. And it walks you through the process of medical device development, what you need to have in order, get your house in order before you're talking with investors, and then just general business practices that you need to have nailed down. We work on your pitch and then just get you set up for the next phase of product development. And we do one-on-one coaching calls. We have group calls. We have people we're building a community in essence. We're really building a community where people can leverage each other. A really cool thing happened on our first group call is people just started giving each other suggestions, and then it's carried on through the Facebook group, and people can connect with each other and even just talk to them on the phone or meet them in person. And that's great. We're all supporting each other through this process. So I'm excited to have you on board if you're looking for that. Stay tuned for the book launches. So I'll let you know when that's happening. At least with Kevin's book, I know that'll happen the end of January, early February. And then speaking of building a community, I'm really wanting to do this. So let me know if you're interested. I don't know when exactly I'm going to roll this out. So I want to impact a lot of people's lives. I want to give people coaching. And I know when you're first starting out, even after you're first starting out, this is for anyone going through product development, and it's difficult. And people are wanting support. So I'm wanting to answer that need. And I've been thinking about setting something up where I blend coaching calls with group calls and an interactive group on Facebook where you can just have a community, you can ask questions, you can share resources and just get to know one another, and then adding in-person events around the country. And this is all centered around innovation in medical device, medical technology, biotechnology, in vitro diagnostics. There's a lot of common threads throughout that. So if that sounds like something that's really cool to you, then definitely let me know. You can email me. You can drop me a line on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I'm excited for that. The reason I don't want to roll it out right away is because I have some personal things coming up in 2017 too. It's a huge year. We are moving across the country. So I guess this is my official announcement, and we're not for sure yet when this is happening. Probably late February to late March-ish timeframe. So my husband has been in the military now for, 12 and a half years. And it's time to just do something different. So he's going to stay in the reserves, but he's pretty much got an offer in Virginia, and we'll be moving to the Northern Virginia area if you're over there. And yeah, it's just going to be something really different. I'm hoping that we live near some water. I did see that there's some lakes in Reston, and that got me pretty excited. After it's been almost 17 years of me living by either on an island or by the beach. So this is definitely going to be a change. And I'm welcoming it. It's a fresh start and just something new, and just being able to grow my business. I'm pretty connected on the West Coast, and now I can be connected on the East Coast and just work my way into the middle. So let's do that, and let's all do that together. So help me do that on our drive out there. If you are along the route, then we'll stop and meet up, and then we can talk our medical innovation together. So I'll keep you guys posted when it's actually happening. And I'd love to hear from you, like what you're up to in 2017, your thoughts on 2016 and the progress that you've made, what you're excited about coming up, what you think the changes are going to be. If you didn't catch the last podcast episode, number 40, I cover what we talked about in the Device Talks conference that I went to. And the theme of the conference was just what's coming down, what's the future of medtech, and how can we prepare for that. So there's a lot of good stuff in there if you want to check that out as well. So that's about it for today. And Happy New Year. And I would love to hear from you. So reach out to me, let me know your thoughts. Let's get connected, and hope to meet you guys in person someday. Until the next episode, Imua.
mahalo for joining us. If you're new to riding the waves of medical device product development, or if you've been in development for a while already, Inspired by Imua is here to surf with you. Want to be a master of the waves? Text HANG10, that's HANGTEN, to 44222. We'll send you the most common wipeouts companies make in product development so you can avoid them and reach master wave status. Again, that's HANG10 to 44222. We publish a new episode every Tuesday, so catch us at inspiredbyimua.com. Imua!